I'm biologist Michael Nieto, and I'm here with Circle Theater Company at the San Diego River mouth, also known as Dog Beach, to talk about wetlands, the San Diego River, and sand dunes, and how awesome they are, and how much it helps us as people, and helps wildlife as well. And is also very pretty to walk in, and sometimes you can just lose yourself in them. Here we are at one of San Diego's extremely rare habitats, sand dunes. If you think about Southern California, you think about beaches, because that's where we surf, that's where we picnic. But what did beaches look like before people got here? It looked a lot like this. These are sand dunes. They used to stretch all the way from Ocean Beach to Pacific Beach, and now all we have left is this tiny little sliver at the end of the San Diego River. These sand dunes perform a very important function for our wetlands and our river. They're at the very end. The beach is just right over there is the ocean. These sand dunes act as a castle wall protecting this wetland, which is over there, from sand and wind and salt. To create sand dunes, you need three things: sand, wind, and here's the key, the right plants. So here we are at the beach. We have sand, we have wind. The wind is just blowing the sand. Look, no sand dune. But if you have the right type of plant that can stop the sand, make it fall down and start to grow, and then the plant grows on top of that sand, you have sand dunes. Check it out. Boom, boom, little mini sand dune right here. Sorry, plant. Did you see that little hump that just formed? Over time, that is how all this develops. The veins and arteries of a habitat are its rivers and streams. In San Diego, we have the San Diego River, which starts way up near Cuyamaca, near Julian, where you buy the apple pies, and ends right here in Ocean Beach at the wetlands. These wetlands, pound for pound, pack the biggest punch of any habitat in San Diego. And I'll tell you why. They don't look like much, but they do a lot for us. You ever notice that when you go to a wetland, the soil is black? It smells like, I think the technical term is ass. That is hydrogen sulfide. That starts happening when the soil goes anaerobic. And you're like, that's great, Mike, tell me about redox already. And I say, no, I'm not gonna talk about redox. Not today, not on my watch. Redox, reduction, oxidation. That's what's happening when you have anaerobic soil and aerobic soil on top of it. Creates a little layer. It will detoxify heavy metals. It will absorb floodwaters. It takes excess nutrients out of the water before it hits to the beach. When we're swimming and surfing, one of the only reasons we're not getting sick and ill is because we have wetlands at the base of our rivers. I'm going to blow your mind with some etymology right now. Wetland. Two words, wet and land. And it's perfect because it describes exactly what it is. It's land that's wet and has wetland plants on it. It all comes back to plants. Now, it doesn't only benefit people. These wetlands benefit animals. You can't see it, but there are thousands and millions of animals living here. Here, I'll show you one right now. Well, what used to be one. Are you still alive? Oh, he's still alive. There you go. These little snails and crabs and worms are everywhere throughout here. And it's nice for them. I mean, they help clean the water. But if you think about it, if you're a migratory bird and you fly from Costa Rica all the way to Alaska every year, what you have to do is you have to stop and just load up on protein. And they don't have McDonald's or Arby's. They have wetlands. So they'll fly 200 miles to the nearest wetland, land, and just start grubbing on these little things. They're like little power bars for them. And then they fly to the next wetland, so they can make it to their breeding grounds or wherever they're going on their migration. We have one bird called the least tern. It's now critically endangered. It's adorable, but it lays its eggs in the sand on the beach. These eggs look exactly like sand for camouflage, which is why we've had to take extraordinary measures in order to protect them, to keep their eggs from being stepped on, from dogs eating them, from getting run over. We have to even fence these areas so these birds have a small opportunity to reproduce. So you're probably asking yourself, what can I do to help these incredibly valuable ecosystems? The first thing you can do is realize that no matter what you do in the San Diego River watershed, it's going to end up here at the beach. If you're changing the oil in Santee and pour it down the storm drain, it's going to end up here where we play volleyball and surf and lie out. And it also, that oil hurts our wetlands, which are protecting us when we're at the beach. The second thing you can do is to volunteer. There are lots of extremely dedicated nonprofits, the San Diego River Park Foundation, Nature Conservancy, who are dedicated to protecting these extremely valuable habitats. And the third thing is to even just realize they're here and realize the value that they give to us in San Diego as a society. And to help that, I have Katie Haroff, playwright with the Circle Circle Theater Company, and we are co-writing a show called Renegades, which is at
La Jolla Playhouse. We are running June 5th through the 19th at the Shank Theater, and it's going to be pretty great.
It's going to highlight some of our conservation issues that we have locally in San Diego. And there's going to be puppets and dancing and people.
And birds. And people dressed like birds, and bushes.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be so fun. We're in it.
We're in it.
And we wrote it. And the guy behind the camera directed it, or is directing it.
Full frontal nudity.